Hello and welcome back to A Year of Miracles. We are on lesson 48, and I love this lesson so much. So, this lesson says there is nothing to fear, and I literally use this statement all of the time whenever I'm feeling fear, anxious, scared about something. I literally go, there is nothing to fear, only love exists here. There is nothing to fear, only love exists here. And literally, I will keep saying it until I transmute or clear whatever energy is making me feel fearful. And that works for me. And I learned that actually from the film A Wrinkle in Time. I
Mhm.
think it's that. And it's where the kids are in this darkness, and this darkness is trying to take them. And this little kid is just screaming, like, I love you at the darkness. And so like, literally, that works for me because I understand that there is nothing to fear. It is an illusion created by the ego. And so this lesson teaches us that fear is an illusion created by the ego to maintain a sense of separation from God. In reality, there is nothing to fear because we are always held in divine love and protected by God's presence. Fear only seems real when we place our trust in the physical world rather than God's eternal truth. So, again, fear is a false projection of the ego based on illusions rather than truth. And as Karina said earlier, and I loved what she said, she's like, God is your safety net. And oh my goodness, the weight just felt like it lifted off my shoulders. I was like, yeah, like God's got me. God's got me. And it feels really good to say that. And, I've spent my life trying to control everything. And I know as women we do because we feel safe when we control things. But I tell you what, there's nothing more freeing than letting it go and saying it's good. God's got me. God is good. God's got me. Right. That infinite nature that is connected to God and all things, it's got you. Same way gravity's got you, right? I don't have to control everything. I don't control me staying feated like me staying connected to Earth. Gravity's got me. And so, if you can't understand or grasp this concept, think of gravity. Think of God as gravity. Gravity's got me, so God's got me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, an analogy used a lot for like the illusion of the ego and the illusion of this 3D reality, and then one of like your true nature is the idea of like a video game. And you can think of it like a virtual reality video game with like the virtual reality goggles. And when you're playing a video game with virtual reality goggles, you know without a doubt that it's you playing a game. You don't like, let's say I'm playing a game and in the game I'm a mouse. In a game, I'm playing the character and I'm a mouse. Well, I never actually think that I'm the mouse, right? I know that I'm Karina, playing this game with virtual reality goggles, and I'm just playing the character of this mouse. And let's say a big scary cat chases me. Like, yeah, of course it's gonna be exhilarating. I'm gonna run from it, but I'm never gonna actually believe that if I die as the mouse, I'm gonna die as Karina, right? Um, and this is the same with our very true nature. We're basically having this experience as a virtual reality game or like as a dream. And it's important to mention this because our true nature is actually eternal. And what's happened is we've identified with the body, with the 3D, and we've identified with our emotions, and we've identified with our thoughts, with our mind. And when we realize that we are not actually those things, that those are just tools that are part of the dream, that are a part of the game. When we realize our true nature, we know that we are actually eternal. We are always whole. We are always safe. We are always connected to love, and we are always with God, Source, the infinite being. We are the infinite being. And so knowing that, knowing that alone dissolves fear, right? So, in my very real lived experience, I don't fear dying. I don't fear dying. Of course, like a little fear might like if like a lion were to chase me and fear would come up. I know that. Like I'm not saying like, oh no, I would just sit there and be like, okay, eat me, lion. No, it's a natural response. Fear would come up and I'd probably run from the freaking lion. But but when I think about death, when I think about like that kind of stuff, like no fear arises for me because I know that that is just this avatar, that's just this character that's being played. I no longer identify with the body, I no longer identify with the thoughts, and I no longer identify with the emotions. And again, when you're in a dream or a virtual reality game, nothing actually touches you, right? Like if something happens in the game, it doesn't actually damage you. It doesn't actually take away from your wholeness. It doesn't actually take away from your perfection. Well, the same thing with this. Nothing that appears to happen in this reality actually harms us. Like our true nature, it never takes away from our wholeness. It never tarnishes us. It never takes away from our perfection. So anyway, I wanted to mention that because that's a deeper layer of this lesson. Fear comes from identifying with and believing in the illusion. And in the bigger picture, there's actually nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear because you are eternal, you are whole, you are perfect, you are safe, you are never tarnished, you are never cracked, you are never damaged, you are never broken. You are always connected to love. You are always connected to light. You are one with God. You are the infinite being having a human experience, having playing this human video game, playing as this human avatar. So this lesson is inviting you to let go of fear-based thinking and realize that nothing real can threaten you. Anything that appears to threaten you isn't real, and nothing that is real can ever threaten you. The lesson does mention that this will be hard because for many people, because many people still, there's a part of you that wants the illusion to be true. This is hard for those who want illusion to be true, who are attached to illusion. That's okay because what we're doing here with a year of miracles and a course in miracles is we're dissolving that. So, I mentioned yesterday, like there's easy signs to tell. And again, it just repeating, like if you are in fear, if you are believing fear, you are in ego strength, which isn't real strength. You are in ego's illusion of weakness, actually. But if you are in peace, then that's a sign that you are in true strength. When you see that there's nothing actually to fear, you are in peace and you are in your true strength and your true power. And from there, anything is possible. So, to practice this, just repeat the ideas. There's no like morning, afternoon. It's just as often as possible. Just practice as often as possible. Repeat the idea. There is nothing to fear. Repeat it with eyes open, briefly, or take a couple minutes, a minute or two, close your eyes, repeat the idea slowly, and use the idea there is nothing to fear when anything arises that disturbs your peace.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So that's it for lesson 48, and we will see you tomorrow.